Good morning everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are safe at your home, so stay home and stay safe. This video is for the students of class 7th, subject English. In this video, we shall read our lesson number 7, Tenses, from our PC Ren's grammar book. And this is my lecture number 4 for tenses. In this video, we shall discuss the following topics. Recapitulation of lecture number 3, present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. First of all, let us revise what are tenses. Tenses tell us whether an action takes place in the past, present, or future. In our last video, we read about perfect tenses. So now we shall have a brief look on perfect tenses. First of all, we read about present perfect tense. So what is the formation of present perfect tense? Subject plus has or have, has with singular and have with plural, plus past participle, or we can say verb third form, plus object. After that we read about past perfect tense. Formation for past perfect tense is subject plus had plus past participle, or we can say verb third form, plus object. Now where we will use had? We will use had with both singular and plural subject. Okay. After that we read about future perfect tense. The formation of future perfect tense is subject plus will or shall plus have plus verb third form plus object. Clear? Now in this video we shall read perfect continuous tenses. I earlier also told you that there are 12 possible verb tenses. First of all, tenses are divided into three parts: present, past and future. And after that they are subdivided into four parts each. For example, present is divided into present indefinite tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Past is divided into past indefinite tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. And similarly, future is also divided into future indefinite tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Now, in this video, we shall read present perfect continuous tense. So, when do we use this tense? We use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about actions which began at some point in the past and are still going on. Basically, they denote an action that had been going on for some time before another action took place in the past. This tense is often used with how long, since, and for. Now, let's have a look on formation of present perfect continuous tense. So, formation for affirmative sentences is subject plus has or have, has with singular subject and have with plural subject, plus been plus first form of verb, or we can say V1, plus ing plus object plus since or for plus time. Now the use of since and for we will discuss in next slide. Now let's see with the help of example. The formation for affirmative sentences. They have been living here since 1982. Now in this sentence, I have used have with they because my subject is singular. Then I have added been, then live plus ing, that is living. Here object, since or for, then I have used since with time 1982. Now let's see the formation for negative sentences. Subject plus has or have plus not plus been plus first form of verb, or we can say V1, plus ing plus object plus since or for plus time. For example, they have not been living here since 1982. So to make this sentence negative, I have added not. Now the formation for interrogative sentences is has or have plus subject plus been plus first form of verb, or we can say V1, plus ing plus object plus since or for plus time, and at last question mark. For example, have they been living here since 1982? Clear? Now let's have a look on uses of since and for. For indicates duration of time, or we can say period of time, whereas since indicates a point of time in the past when the action had begun. For example, we can say for 4 days, for many months, for 14 years. Now this is showing period of time. If I say since 6 a.m., since morning, since Monday, since January, since 1984, this is showing point of time. So for showing point of time, we will use since, and for showing period of time, we will use for. There is one important note that we may say and write since last week, since last month, since last year, but we must add duration of time if we use for. For example, for a week, for a month, for a year. That means 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Now, let's have a look on uses of present perfect continuous tense. The first use is it is used to express an action which began sometime in the past, means that had begun in the past and is still continuing. Okay, for example, it has been raining since 6 a.m. means the action has been started in past but it is still raining, that is the action is still continuing. So this is the example for assertive sentence. If I will make it negative, the negative will be it has not been raining since 6 a.m. And its interrogative sentence will be has it been raining since 6 a.m.? Okay. Now the second use of present perfect continuous tense is that it is used to express an action which is already finished but whose effect or result still persists. It means that this tense is used to express an action which began in the past and has just been completed, but the result of which is still present. For example, he is shivering because he has been walking in the rain for an hour. Now we shall read past perfect continuous tense. What do we mean by past perfect continuous tense? The past perfect continuous tense is used to talk about an action which began at a time in the past but continued till another time also in the past. Now let's have a look on formation of past perfect continuous tense. For affirmative sentences, the formation is subject plus had plus been plus first form of verb, or we can say V1 plus ing plus object plus since or for plus time. The use of since and for is same as I have told you in present perfect continuous tense. For example, children had been reading since morning. So in past perfect continuous tense, we will use had been. Now, rule for negative sentences is subject plus had plus not plus been plus first form of verb, or we can say V1 plus ing plus object plus since or for plus time. For example, children had not been reading since morning. Now, formation for interrogative sentences is had plus subject plus been plus first form of verb, or we can say V1 plus ing plus object plus sense of for plus time, and at last question mark. For example, had children been reading since morning? Clear? Now, let's have a look on uses of past perfect continuous tense. This tense is used to express an action that began before a certain time in the past and continued up to that time or stopped just before it. For example, the baby had been crying for 10 minutes when the nurse attended to her. The next use of past perfect continuous tense is this tense is used to express a repeated action in the past. For example, he had been trying to phone her all day yesterday. Now we shall read future perfect continuous tense. So, what do you mean by future perfect continuous tense? The future perfect continuous tense is used to talk about an action in progress before and up to a specific point of time in the future. Now let's have a look on formation of future perfect continuous tense. So the formation for affirmative sentences is subject plus will or shall plus have plus been plus ing form of verb, that is V1 plus ing plus object. For negative sentences, the formation is subject plus will or shall plus not plus have plus been plus ing form of verb, that is V1 plus ing plus object. And for interrogative, the rule is will or shall plus subject plus have plus been plus ing form of verb, or we can say V1 plus ing plus object. Okay. We have already read use of will and shall in our first lecture of tenses. Now let us revise that once again. We will use shall with I and we, and we will use will with he, she, it, you, they. Now let's have a look on uses of future perfect continuous tense. This tense is used to express an action as being in progress over a period of time that will end in future. Or we can say this tense is used to denote an action that will have been going on at or before some point of time in future. For example, by next December, we shall have been living here for 6 years. The second use of future perfect continuous tense is this tense combines the meaning of completion and continuity. It means that although the duration of time will be completed, the action will still be in progress. For example, by next January, we shall have been living here for 7 years. Clear? So, these were your perfect continuous tenses in which we discussed present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. I hope you understood them. Now, on the basis of your understanding, your homework is you have to revise these tenses and do given exercise in your fair notebook. Now you must be thinking why you have to do these exercises in your fair notebook, because these are not your book exercises, these are your extra exercises. So your first question is fill in the blanks using present perfect continuous tense. First, he dash in bracket work in this company since 1985. Second, I dash in bracket wait for you since 2 o'clock. Third, Mary dash in bracket live in Germany since 1992. Fourth, why is he so tired? He dash in bracket play tennis for 5 hours. Fifth, we dash look for the motorway for more than an hour. The second exercise is fill in the blanks using past perfect continuous tense. The first sentence is we dash in bracket sleep for 12 hours when he woke us up. Second, they dash in bracket wait at the station for 90 minutes when the train finally arrived. Third, he dash in bracket drive less than an hour when he ran out of petrol. Fourth, they were very tired in the evening because they dash in bracket help on the farm all day. Fifth, they dash in bracket cycle all day so their legs were sore in the evening. The third exercise is fill in the blanks using future perfect continuous tense. First, Mr. Anderson dash in bracket attend our course for a year by 2006. Second, I dash in bracket practice the piano for 2 years by 2007. Third, my friends dash in bracket cook for an hour by the time we arrive. Fourth, Sam dash in bracket live with us for 5 years by 2010. Fifth, he dash in bracket wait for me for an hour by this time. Now we shall discuss homework solution of lesson number 7 tenses, lecture number 3. So the fifth exercise of your book is fill in the blanks with verbs in present perfect tense. Choose from the box. So in present perfect tense we will use has have plus V3, that is verb third form. So the first sentence is he dash his foot so he is not playing. The answer will be he has hurt his foot. Why has? Because my subject is singular. Second, I dash the plants. The answer will be I have watered the plants. Why have I used have? Because with I we always use have. Third, we dash the crossword puzzle easily. The answer is we have solved the crossword puzzle easily. Why have? Because my subject is plural. Fourth, who dashed the cake? The answer is who has made the cake. Fifth, I dash in Mysore for 5 days. The answer is I have stayed in Mysore for 5 days. Sixth, Suresh dash me these CDs. The answer is Suresh has lent me these CDs. Why has? Because my subject is singular. Clear? Now, this is your exercise number 7 of your book. Mr. Das did these things yesterday morning. He did the things in the order shown. He read the newspaper. He had breakfast. He watched TV. He talked to his friends. He cleaned his motorbike. He went to the bank. Then what you have to do in this exercise, you have to begin with when and combine the sentences using the past perfect tense as shown below. When he had read the newspaper, he had breakfast. When he had breakfast, he dash and then so on means continue. So the answer is first, when he had read the newspaper, he had breakfast. Second, when he had breakfast, he had watched TV. Third, when he had watched TV, he had talked to his friends. Fourth, when he had talked to his friends, he had cleaned his motorbike. And fifth, when he had cleaned his motorbike, he had gone to the bank. So that's all for today's video in which we read present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense and future perfect continuous tense. I hope you understood it and you liked the video. If you liked the video then please subscribe our channel.